Well, before we play a few tunes for you, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here this evening. The spirit here in the room is just incredibly wonderful. You all have so much spirit, and you've made this such a wonderful evening. And I would like to thank Adrian and Ron for inviting us to participate here this evening. My brother Bill and myself, we have been performing for 45 years together. And it's a long time to do anything, but we owe the great gift of music to my late father, Ed Winiker, and for 17 years, thank you. For 17 years, Bill and myself and my mother and father, we traveled around New England performing, and it was really thrilling for us to go around and perform, and we made a lot of friends and touched a lot of people. I know that the Winiker family and the Totaro family, and they're here this evening as well, the two families have done a lot over the last 4 decades or so in improving the quality of people's lives. And I know that we have a lot more work to do in that department. For the last 15 years, my brother and I have had the great fortune of knowing this gentleman here sitting at the piano. His name is Tony Deblois. And Tony, as you heard just a few minutes ago, is a great pianist. He's also a fine bass drum player, and that was his first time playing bass drum with a symphony orchestra. Well, for the last 15 years, Bill and I have known Janice, Deblois, and Tony and Ray, and they are one of the finest families that we have ever known. And our association with Tony has taught us so much, and we value our friendship with Tony, and we are just delighted that we could be here this evening to entertain for you. So with our colleague Tom Petrakis, we're going to play a couple of tunes for you, and then we're going to do some tunes with the orchestra as well, which we are really excited about. Bill, tell us about our first number, please.
We thought we'd do something a little bit different for you, and we're going to play a great jazz classic that was recorded by Max Roach and his fantastic quintet. The trumpet player in that group was Clifford Brown, who was one of the world's greatest trumpet players. He passed away at 26 years old in 1956 while he was working with Max Roach's group. It was a car accident with Richie Powell, the pianist, and Clifford Brown, and they both passed away. But Clifford wrote this tune that was recorded by Max Roach's quintet. It is so infectious and so harmonic and so interesting that jazz musicians have always played this since it was recorded, and it celebrates the end of spring. This is called Joy Spring. Thank you so much.